Alright guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do, another Legion, this time Legion of Superheroes Annual issue number 1 from 2011. I just put it, out of the bag and board and accidentally ripped it up here a little bit. So I was pretty bummed. So I thought, since we did yesterday the Legion, I thought it would be cool if we expand the lore a little bit here and see what this is all about. We're getting introduced by, this woman here that is an old villain of the Legion of Superheroes. And so yeah, let's dive in. Creators Paul Levitz and KEITH Giffen, who was also the artist. I enjoyed KEITH Giffen's art a lot. This is basically how the Emerald Empress is born. And we start here in this medieval planet, I believe called Orando. Spoiler, this is the third incarnation of the Emerald Empress. I'm going to tell you that a little bit later, what's that all about. So, she's been, hurt, beaten, stabbed, by these guys. And these are from the Royal Guard. And she's fleeing into this, what is it? Ruin, I guess. And she is finding some kind of a statue of an eye. She needs to rest. She cries because, well, she's hunted. And then, she's falling and falling and falling. She says, am I really safe? Am I really awake? Whole day feels like a nightmare except for the pain. Just wish I didn't have to die today. That for once I had the power. Falling when I hit. Will I wake up? Will it all be over? Well, and then, this royalty guy comes in. Is he Prince? I don't know. He says, in there, so the girls prefer a fallen temple to my bed. Saves cleaning the bloodstains from the castle floor. Wait here. One more corpse in this ossuary will hardly be noticed. Felice, where are you, child? She says, here, your lordship. Found a candle, did you? And then she's been blasted. Not a candle, but my light's a bit brighter than that. Your lordship. So, she is healed. Not that you ever lord over me or anyone again. He said, what is that? Doom. And then this whole thing explodes and everything in it. Except for the Emerald Empress. So, the Emerald Empress, she was, let's say she was a girl that's been corrupted by the eye. And I believe the eye is cursed or is a magical property or a magical object. Or has magical properties. That's probably what I'm trying to say. And she became later leader or a member of the Fatal Five. Probably one of my most favorite super villains from the Legion of Superheroes. These are great. But we're not going into that a little bit later. But I'll give you a little bit of a backstory. So this, craft is crashing down. And she has these, these creatures here that looks from, the Wizard of Oz. And so she says, there were 2 aboard. Yes, Majesty, take me to them. And she says, the trees are parting, naturally. Do I not rule every leaf and toadstool in the globe? Yes, Majesty. Life capsules, you say. Open them. Ah, what treats I have found. I remember you well. Now, I find this a little bit amusing because KEITH Giffen also did the OMAC series that I did on my channel, right? Check it out, OMAC. And there was for Duna, who was new to my channel, OMAC was in control by Brother Eye, and Brother Eye talks also in I form. So, coincidence? Maybe, I don't know. Or maybe I totally forgot when that book actually came out. I have to look it up. So maybe KEITH Giffen thought, hey, this is cool that I'm using that on the OMAC series or the way around. I'm not entirely sure. Medieval times, on this planet. I remember all my lives on long-vanished Ekron, where I walked as a goddess until the guardsmen came and scattered my worshippers to the stars. I remember waking at the tender touch of Saraya of Venegar. That's the first host. As she brushed the dirt of I, and the life we shared until her weakness consumes her. I remember walking here on Orando, becoming one with power, no longer a weak girl, refouled by a pig on a noble, but ruling all, possessing all. There is no queen on Orando, so let there be an Emerald Empress. Pretty cool. So this is Lightning Lass, who has electro and generation and directional powers. So Lightning Lass, let's say you remember the Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman trio, right? That they always been together. The Lightning Legion of Superheroes has the same. There was Cosmic Boy, Lightning Boy, and Jesus, the telepathic one, the girl. God, I forgot. But it was a girl with telepathic ability that I showed in the Legion, the review that I yesterday. Why am I forgetting? I had the tip of my tongue. Anyway, but she's not alone. She's accompanied by Shrinking Violet, who can shrink to microscopic size. Basically, she is the female Atom, right? And she can do a lot of cool things with her powers. So they are breaking out because they still have their powers, but they need their flight rings. Because not every Legion member can fly. They have flight rings. So they are trying to get out of here. And so there's guards coming, and they're a little bit astonished that they are speeding Intellect. Now, what is Intellect? Intellect is the universal language, right? Basically, if you are on another planet, and you see that in Star Trek and on science fiction series, you get some ear comm, and suddenly you can understand what they are saying. So basically, that's the same, but then with language-based, language. So she's using her powers to deal with those guards. And that looks great, by the way. I love KEITH Giffen's art. More guards, and she, like I said, she does some interesting thing with her powers. She's shrinking and then growing again and throwing herself into these guards, right? So it seems that they are here before or somewhat medieval times because, well, I'm going to explain that a little bit later, right? So they're destroying this door, right? And I like it that she is using her power in a very devastating way instead of, and then, oh no, it's Emerald Empress. And bravo, bravo, my pets. I am so impressed. I thought the Emerald Eye was destroyed and Empress died. It's not the same woman. She's just a girl. Silence! You were not invited to speak in the presence. They are quite rude, aren't they? So they're being zapped, right? She says, I would like to invite you to follow me. And I can show you how lovely Orando is becoming. So, ads. So they're taking a stroll, right? And he says, you are affecting the whole planet, corrupting it. That's languid, Legionnaire. But I did ask you a question, so I can punish you for speaking out. I can decide. I kill her. I let her live. Oh, last petals. I let her live. Well, she's quite mad. A mad queen. So she said, hey, maybe you should, I don't know, check out the Playmate, right? Because she wants to be a good host. So we have this, I don't know, slaves, and they all have green goo in their eyes. And he says, you are insane. Ungrateful. Then perhaps I need to invite some more of your friends to play. So we don't see these guys again, right? I'm not sure why she's saying playmates. I don't know what she mean with that, right? It's a little bit unclear. Then we go to Metropolis in the 31st century, where Sunboy is playing some VR games with this creature called Gates, who has teleportation powers. And he is, have sun powers, heat powers, solar energy manipulation. So they're getting some kind of a message that the board cruiser or the cruiser with Shrinking Violet, Lightning Lass are gone silent. And he says, oh no, this was supposed to be a vacation trip. And they weren't supposed to do anywhere near Orando. So I believe they just crashed because of malfunctions of the ship. And so we have Sensor Girl, which was called once Princess Projecta. She has, what's her powers here? Sensory information, manipulate sensory information. She can create illusions, basically. And she was once princess or royalty on Orando. All right. So she says, I felt a wave of energy from Orando minutes ago, and a strange shift. I never encountered a power that could give me illusions. Guess game's time's over. So she says, hey, you need to teleport to Orando. They are going right now. And then, Emerald Empress is killing some guy because he didn't meet her standards on something. He's only a man, Your Majesty. Quite so. This will do. For court, perhaps. Hardly for a mass execution. Anyway, your friends are coming, aren't they, Legionnaire? So, well, it seems that the Legion already here, right? What is the resolution? Just give me a second. Maybe this is better. Yeah, way better. All right. So, Legionnaires, and I'm still conducting my levy. What's that mean? Okay. Anyway, a new woman in front of the Emerald Eye. I thought you said the eye vanished after the Emperor's death, Censor Girl. So, yeah, a new, Emerald Empress, as Shrinking Violet says here. This one crazy and way nastier than the old Empress. How dare you? I feel Orando's corruption flooding at me, making me ill. Tis such unwarranted perviousness from a former queen, simply because I have not finished arraying myself. Do not presume to take liberties. Well, and then the fights start happening, and I must say, I always liked Emerald Empress. She's pretty powerful, but basically it's the eye that is corrupting the host and basically giving them powers. But the eye is the one that has the powers, right? So we have some fights. Then Censor Girl comes in, showing her illusions about, and now probably who she once were, and she says no, right? But then she's blasting back, and I think, if I remember correctly, the eye can operate separately from the will and commands of the Empress, right? So Censor Girl says, I freed Soraya from the eye's curse. That was the first one. First girl. I can defeat it again. Yeah, but didn't the last Empress want to die by the end? I don't think this one is ready to go. And she says, good, I can wait for playtime with these two. Yeah, she's in the deep end. So so the teleporter is, I don't know, releasing a lightning glass, right? She says, just give me a minute to collect myself and I'll show you. Because she says, impetuous, aren't we, for a prisoner? And she says, I don't think so. And she's blasting. Like I said, she's pretty strong. And Soraya was weak at the end and never took joy in power. I will not fail. I will wear power like a gilded gown and rejoice in it. So I like it when the eye, who cannot speak, speaks basically through the host. Anyway. So, she says, hey, where are you going? Soraya wishes to be free. This one is a willing partner. Okay, then get their attention. V and I were working on a plan where we were captive. Now, the plan is not really a plan in the end, but I'm going to show you. So then we go to the Legion, and then Cosmic Boy is here. He's getting hailed, so he's hailing other people to join him. Dawnstar, who is actually a fan favorite, and Dream Girl, and she says, I just woke up and saw that we are going to be, it's too late, right? So Censor Girl is, facing the Emerald Empress. She says, usurper, I see you. You were reign here, but do you rule? Where were you when I screamed in terror? No ruler can be everywhere, nor protect every person in their domain. Justice is imperfect, but what you have done makes you claim to it a mockery. All Orando has been corrupted. It's the eye that is doing it, not the girl, says Sun Boy. What if I try some sun glare? Well, that's not going to work. He's pretty useless here. So the plan is, I don't know, going up to the tower where they're fighting and then, I don't know, fighting them too. That's the plan. Anyway, so she says, I have enough, and she's burying them under the rubble. I am mistress of this world now, not a child to be cowed by titles or attracted by pretty baubles. Yeah, and she says, I am power. Now, I like this. I don't like this, transparent sound effect. Why not you put it up here, and then we see what's going on. Never understood that. You know, I said it also in the other video yesterday. So the fight continues, right? And did you feel that? The whole planet shook. Where's she pulling that kind of power from? The gods of Ekron were connected to powers we don't understand, Dirk. And the girl's hate and anger have unlocked them. Soraya immediately used their energies to play her evil games. All right, but then Shrinking Violet wakes up and she has the idea that she's going to shrink into the eyeball, right? She says, I'm still going to kill the bitch for hurting you, talking about Lightning Glass. So she's going in, shrinking and shrinking, but then she's, I don't know, in this world that looks exactly like the outside, and she's acknowledging that. I'm not bigger than an atom, but it doesn't look like atomic structures. More like a version of what she's done to Orando, except in micro-miniature. The laws of physics say this is impossible. You can't build complex objects directly out of a quanta. So she's walking towards it, and then this is happening, right? What's happening? Seeing things, impossible things. So probably the past of the origin of the orb, somewhat, right? About a dark god. You are not seeing a temple to a dark god who fell before Earth settled the stars. If that was Ekron, I'm glad we only know it was an artifact. What a creepy temple. Creepy people too. There's the eye. I'm hallucinating. The Emerald's eye while I'm inside it. And I'm sweating like it's 1,000,000 degrees in here. Going to pass out. Is that how space looked to the eye? Did it go looking for new worshippers and new hosts? Or destroy any civilization it touched? Interesting. Then she's, I don't know, going into this construct, into the eye, shrinking and shrinking and shrinking, standing on a quantum or hallucination that I am. There's nothing really this small. The emerald eye is all energy, surrounding me, befitting me. Now I gotta grow. And she rips that thing from the inside, and the eye is going out of control, going crazy, right? So the girl falls, and she says, help me. Well, that's not what she's saying. And then, well, they try to, I don't know, get out of the way. And then the eye is starting to crack because Shrinking Violet is not shrinking anymore, but growing and destroying the eye. And the girl is turning back to her, well, who she were before. Right? No, it can't be me again. I was the Empress. She's looking rough, man. She says, I destroyed the Emerald Eye. No, I don't think so. Whatever magic the Ekron used millennia ago, it's beyond our understanding. Look, the fragments of the eye are reforming in the clouds, allowing to restore itself when it finds a new host on some other world, hopefully far from all of ours. It won't be easy, won't be that easy to put her back together. No, I fear not, but it will be my responsibility to try. I see you, lady. Whatever destroyed her was of Orando, and as queen, I owe her weir-guilt. What's that word? Weir-guilt? I don't know, help, maybe? I don't know, mental help? Then, when all is all said and done, she is probably now staying here for Orando for a while, rebuilding things, right? Restore people to sanity and all that stuff, regrowing trees. And but then Shrinking Violet says, hey, we're catching the Gates Express back to civilization. And next vacation, we're flying commercial or incognito. What is that green twinkle in her eyes? The end? Who knows? So I'm not sure if it was all canon, but I thought it was a fun look into, other characters of the Legion of Superheroes and part of the backgrounds. And you can pause the video if you want to read what's in here. This is probably a, how do you say, cartoony timeline when they are getting introduced, what happened over there, as you can see. Hope you can see it, right? If it's not going out of focus all the time. Yeah. And also, intergalactic A till Z. So, A is for anti-energy, D is for dark side, right? F is for Fatal 5, So again, you can pause the video if you want to a little bit more about the world of the Legion of Superheroes. Like I said, it's pretty vast, it's pretty intense. Well, intense, more extensive, I mean. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you want to see more. I need to get this, by the way, it looks cool. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye, guys.